You have probably never questioned this image, and honestly, you had no reason to.
For 60 years, it stood as the undisputed holy grail of cryptozoology.
It was known simply as the surgeon's photograph.
Published in the Daily Mail in April 1934, it showed an unmistakable serpentine neck arching out of the dark ripples of Loch Ness.
The man who allegedly took it was Colonel Robert Kenneth Wilson, a respected gynecologist and British military officer. A man of science capturing a scientific anomaly. The combination was irresistible. Suddenly, a Scottish folklore legend transformed into a living, prehistoric survivor.
Tourists flooded the Scottish Highlands by the thousands, crowding the shores with cameras and high hopes.
The loch itself is nearly 800 feet deep, cold and murky. The kind of place where imagination easily outruns visibility.
For decades, the photo appeared in encyclopedias, documentaries, and scientific debates as unassailable proof. Yet, beneath the surface of the narrative, a few skeptics noticed something odd about the scale. The ripples looked suspiciously small, like concentric circles made by a pebble rather than a massive marine creature breaking the surface. No one listened to the skeptics, because people generally find what they are looking for. It took until 1994, 60 years later, for the truth to finally break cover.
Researchers investigating the history of the hoax uncovered a deathbed confession that turned the legend upside down.
The monster wasn't a plesiosaur. It was a toy.
Specifically, a commercial toy submarine purchased from a London department store, fitted with a neck made of plumber's putty. The mastermind wasn't Colonel Wilson at all. It was a man named Marmaduke Wetherell. Wetherell was a big-game hunter who had previously been hired by the Daily Mail to find the monster, only to be publicly humiliated.
The newspaper had mocked him when his first discovery turned out to be nothing more than hippopotamus foot tracks stamped into the mud.
Seeking revenge against the paper that ridiculed him, Wetherell hatched an elaborate scheme involving his stepson, Ian Wetherell.
They built the model, took it to the loch, and snapped the photograph. To give it instant institutional credibility, they recruited Colonel Wilson to act as the frontman, cashing in on his unblemished reputation. Here is the part of the story most modern retellings gloss over, and it's perhaps the most revealing detail. Insightful and discerning, Colonel Wilson likely wasn't even in on the joke as a malicious fraudster. He was simply looped in because nobody would ever suspect a respectable military doctor of running a prank with a plastic submarine.
We love to believe that hoaxes succeed because perpetrators are brilliant geniuses.
In reality, hoaxes succeed because the audience desperately wants the illusion to be true. Psychologists call this confirmation bias in its purest, most weaponized form. When a piece of evidence aligns with our deepest desires, our internal skepticism simply takes a vacation. We evaluate the claim based on how badly we want the mystery to exist, rather than the mechanical plausibility of the object in front of us.
Comment below with the most absurd hoax you've ever seen someone genuinely fall for.
The surgeon's photograph wasn't a sophisticated forgery.
It was a toy submarine, worth a few shillings, dropped into a Scottish lake.
Yet it manufactured half a century of global certainty out of thin air. It serves as a permanent reminder that the human mind is remarkably easy to trick.
All you have to do is hand people the exact story they are already dying to hear.
If you enjoy uncovering the history behind the legends we take for granted, consider subscribing for more deep dives.
Thank you for watching, and stay skeptical.